Hello everyone, this is Marcel here. So it seems lately there has been an epidemic running through YouTube. Between people getting their videos demonetized or even permanently banned from YouTube, all the way down to false red flags. And it's something that's been affecting all of us and our ability to watch and enjoy our media that we prefer, whether we realize it or not. Whether a video is perceived to be offensive, edgy, or even simply inaccurate is being decided by a combination of trigger-happy idiots that are so sensitized to the world that they can't handle even the slightest amount of criticism towards their ideas or even mild offensive comments. We are dawning in a generation of children so fragile, mere words can devastate them. Couple that with the onslaught of YouTube itself going through and attacking creators that share either differing political views or even simply supporting free speech. And we're left with a festering pile of only one-sided political content, nonsensical garbage, and a bunch of makeup tutorials to choose from. Make no mistake that YouTube is being sculpted, and the concept of advertiser-friendly content or community guidelines is a cop-out, as far more often than not, videos of a particular theme are directed towards their targeted audience by the very algorithms that YouTube puts so much weight on to decide which videos are deemed worthy of publishing. The communities that see them generally appreciate them, and therefore are either not likely to be offended or clicking on exactly what they expect to see. Then combine that with targeted advertising and customizable ads, and advertiser content shouldn't even be a factor. Here's something that I would like to know. If a person has a YouTube Red account and they watch a creator's video that was demonetized, does that creator still get money for it? Because technically that YouTube Red viewer paying to be ad-free is no longer relevant when it comes to what is advertiser friendly. I'd be very curious to find out whether or not YouTube pockets that extra money. Needless to say, what could be a beautifully functioning machine is being corrupted, and it seems to be getting worse. One creator that I've been listening to for a few months now is No Holds Barred. He's never afraid to be offensive and push the limits of what free speech and community guidelines allow. He recently got his second strike on his channel, and it caused him to put all of his videos on private until one of them's removed so that he doesn't get blocked for life. Now, I'm not suggesting that his content is for everyone, but with one side being allowed to say practically whatever they want, let's not forget #KillAllMen, and the other being shot down for almost anything. I find it deplorable that a channel with over 10,000 subscribers could be attacked in such a way and that it's tolerated. Now, I despise feminists and social justice warriors and disagree with almost everything that they say, but I would never consider flagging them or having their video removed simply because I was offended. My reaction, if they're particularly bad, is obviously to make a debunking video referring to them, or calling them out for what they say. The act of flagging someone's video for words or ideas, when there's not actually any crime being committed within the premise of the video or the guidelines, is tantamount to pulling the fire alarm in a building because you don't agree with whatever someone's saying in it. It is an act of cowardice and desperation. If a person disagrees or is offended by something someone says, there's a handy little thumbs down button that does the trick to share your opinion. Or for those inclined, even a comment section that people like No Holds Barred will typically leave open. Not to say that it isn't often used. We are nonetheless at the brink of a flagging war that could lead to countless channels dying needlessly. And all, arguably, because groups of people demanding tolerance are devoid of it for others, if they don't fit within a very specific mold or cater completely to every little thought and feeling. Another example is David Cullen's channel, Computing Forever. He's recently had one of his videos permanently demonetized, though perhaps for different reasons. I'd like to suggest an alternative to those so deeply offended that they feel the need to attempt to close an entire channel. They should take creators with opposing opinions to their own and gradually inoculate themselves to their concepts. Of course, not to change their viewpoints, though hearing out the other side may have a tendency to do that, rather to gradually develop a form of tolerance to anything that does not fit their very rigid concept of reality, or in some cases, develop a thicker skin to allow them to actually survive this horrible thing known as the real world. Because behind the very thin veil of politically correct lies a harsh, unforgiving reality that truly does not care about their feelings, and is very likely to eat them alive. They are building a house on sand out of tissue paper so they do not have to see the storm approaching. These very channels they're working so hard to close could be used to develop real-life skills, and are expressing or even openly defending the very same free speech they take for granted. Hell, I would even recommend them go in and make a video of their own debunking some of our videos, referring to the anti-SJW crowd, though that would require a greater understanding of the concepts contained within, and it's far easier just to mash a big red flag. Perhaps it's more than we can expect from them. I'm going to continue fighting for free speech, from both sides, even from the idiot feminists that I can't stand. Because even considering the most offensive things that have ever been said, the world is a far emptier place if we don't have the freedom to say them. Besides, those who decide what is or is not offensive and what we should all be allowed to say will generally not have the best interest of everyone in mind. They will have their own interests in mind. I don't want to give them the power to decide for me what I should find offensive. I will put a link to No Holds Barred's new channel, The Wanker, down below, as well as Computing Forever's. Please note that there is not a big correlation between them. They are just two channels I'm aware of recently affected by this new YouTube idea of crushing YouTube creators because of their views or opinions. I'm sure there are countless more. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on this down below. If you're aware of other channels that have been affected in a similar way, please tell me about it. If we all stay informed about these things, it makes it much more difficult for those who would like to silence our free speech to succeed. If you want to hear more on topics like this, like and subscribe.